Hello, everyone. Welcome to another YBMcast exclusive player spotlight. And today on the show, we have Lee Summit West high school player Jackson Akin. Jackson, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Joining us via the Prime Sports Midwest call link. We appreciate Prime Sports, great partner. You probably not heard of. Have you heard of Prime Sports Midwest?
I think I have, yeah.
Yeah. 2 locations here, St. Peter's and Fenton. You can always go online, order up. Love that stuff. Jackson, let's start with your youth baseball experience, because I look at youth baseball, you're still a youth, in my opinion. I mean, you can tell, I'm an old guy. So youth baseball to me carries from elementary school all the way through high school. You're starting as a kid. What age were you when you started playing ball?
I would have been around like 7.
7. Did you play for
Yeah.
your dad?
Yeah. My dad was my T-ball coach, and then machine pitch, and then kid pitch coach, and he kind of stopped being a coach once I turned around like 13, 14.
Did you guys play in a club?
Yeah. We started playing, well, I guess not really, kind of like an independent club.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I played on a machine pitch team that was independent. And then I started playing then after that for the KC Express. And then after that, I played for BC and then Inside Edge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The You don't really need. I mean, it's t-ball. Were you crushing the ball in machine pitch?
I, I think I was pretty lost on the field in T-ball. But machine pitch, I don't think I was terrible. So,
Nobody remembers, right?
no, 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 no.
Unless mom pulls out the video, then we know.
Yeah, yeah. Then we'll know. Yeah.
Exactly. So your parents, they've been part of this experience for you. How supportive have they been for you as an athlete growing through this experience?
Oh, they've been super supportive. They've always been there to help push me and help guide me, and then help give me all the resources that I need to get to the next level. And they've always told me that I can achieve my dreams and whatnot, and always been there and great.
Did uh, did your mom, was she the team mom? She brought the orange slices and all that stuff?
No, no. She likes to hide away and try to not be part of the scene. She's kind of like a brown recluse. So
Is that right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Talk to me about some of the coaches. Your dad, you said 13, 14. Who were your coaches that after that, those last couple of years before you went into high school, that you kind of looked up to, that helped you prepare you for high school?
I'd say one is a guy named Jose Madrano. He was a coach since I was like 10, all the way up to kind of that point. And he's super influential on my life. And kind of set the fundamentals for me. And then, really, besides that, it's just kind of been my dad.
You guys have your own workout facility in your basement?
Oh, no, not really. We have want to say indoor workout gym, but it's a Smith machine with a couple dumbbells. But yeah, no, that's kind of what got me into lifting, is just our own at home gym. And then since then, like, my parents have helped provide outside sources to get training. So,
So your youth baseball experience at 13 years old, 14 years old, you were playing with who?
at that point, I would have been playing for Inside Edge, and I think just like the U.S. Nats branch of that at that point.
Mhm. How'd they help you in preparing for high school baseball?
Um, I think kind of putting me with, I guess, other higher level kids and going to pretty good tournaments with pretty good talent that kind of helps show you what high school might be like. And then that's really it.
That's really it.
Yeah.
That's a nice facility they have over there too, don't they?
Yeah, they do. A really nice facility.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here and the St. Louis area.
Oh, yeah. Because it's the Edge Training Center in Kansas City, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's the US Nats one over in St. Louis.
Yep. Yeah, which we've been over to that one quite a few times. That's over at Champions Village.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Noah over there, how much has he been a part of your training?
Um, he's a little bit more of a pitcher's guy, but I mean, he's definitely been there to help kind of be there for networking and connections to kind of help put me in the right path. And I mean, he was kind of one that encouraged me to go find the sticks, which kind of help with the college scene. And I mean, he's always been a good, helpful guy to always see.
Very good. You're into high school freshman baseball. You're at Lee Summit West, Coach Meyer.
Yeah.
Did you believe you were going to be a varsity player when you walked in there as a freshman?
No, I was actually worried about getting cut. So
Is that right?
yeah, yeah. No, I
Why is
mean, I
that?
went from I don't really know. I mean, I lived in Pleasant Hill up until my eighth grade year, and then I came to Lee Summit. And I mean, Pleasant Hill, way smaller classes, way smaller amount of kids to compete against. And it was something like with my mom that kind of scared me. And I mean, I was just kind of nervous to see how many kids that are better than me or whatnot at a bigger school, and ended up not being the case. But yeah,
Interesting. So you were in Pleasant Hill. You moved
yeah,
before your high school to go and
yeah,
we're at Lee Summit West. Okay. That does make a difference, doesn't it?
yeah.
Not knowing anybody?
No, it does. Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely did. I mean, I'm grateful for the guys that I met whenever I first moved here, and a lot of them are still my friends. And is, I mean, that was a hard transition time too, because it was during COVID. I switched schools, and no one was really social or anything. So
Right. That was tough.
yeah,
You guys talk to us about your freshman year. What was that like? Were you on the freshman team, on the JV team, and what was that process like and your growth?
I was full time on JV and kind of going and watching games at varsity from the dugout. But I think that was a good experience for me because I went from being scared of getting cut to making JV. But during the trial process, I thought I was going to be on varsity. So JV was kind of a letdown, even though I was expecting to possibly get cut, which I think was a good mental thing for me to learn that
Mhm.
like sometimes your failures are still successes. And I think that JV time being around some of the older kids kind of helped push me in a way to
Yeah.
try to be better than all of them and solidify a spot at the varsity level. So,
Who are some of the guys that helped you in that year? You know, you say you're in the dugout with the juniors and seniors on the varsity squad. Who were some of the guys that kind of took you under their wing?
I mean, it was basically everyone. I mean, everyone was super nice. It was basically the whole 24 class that we had just graduate. Like Austin Marsh, Brun Rodebush, Caden Carter, Evan Watson, Sebastian Coleman, all of them. And I mean, they really kind of just, I was like the little kid on the team that they tried nurturing. And I mean, they gave me rides all the time. We went and hit all the time. So, I mean, they were really nice. And it was really enjoyable to have that kind of group of guys to be there for you.
So, were you, did you have that size as a freshman coming in, or did that come
I
later?
mean, I would have been around 6 foot at the time. So, I mean, I was tall, but I mean, I was a little scrawny, not super scrawny, but just not quite filled out to my frame yet. But everyone expected me to be like Barry Bonds since I was younger, but that was not me at the time. So
Crushing baseballs, baby. There you go.
yeah.
Your freshmen or your JV coaches, how did they help you in your development process that year?
Oh, I mean, Coach Coop was great. He was my JV coach that year. He works at Sites now, if I remember right. But I mean, he was super good. I mean, he kept me level-headed, reminded me that I was still just a freshman, and I had a lot of potential if I really used my work ethic to really push myself.
What did you take into the summer after your freshman year that, you know, what did you need to work on? How did you continue your development process through the summer and with your club?
I mean, I kind of just, I mean, my JV year, I didn't really perform how I wanted to. So I kind of wanted to reset for the summer and kind of go at things a different way. And that was kind of my not necessarily breakout year. I'd say that was my sophomore year, but that was kind of a feeling like I had the potential to really do something in baseball year. And I mean, I just kind of worked hard, put my head down, and did what I could do.
Did you change your swing much? What was it about? What were you working on there?
Um, I mean, I've always had a pretty steep path to the ball, and that was something that JV year I really struggled with of popping up a bunch.
Mhm.
And I mean, kind of leveling that out a little bit was definitely the big thing, and then just spraying balls gap to gap, just getting doubles.
I like that. Spraying gap to gap. Home runs will come, right?
Yeah, yeah. Took me a couple years.
There you go. Hey, you get bigger, you get stronger, they'll happen. So
Yeah.
you got that summer, you come back your sophomore year. Um, you on the varsity squad in at that point?
Yeah. No, and I was nervous about that too, and I basically had a guaranteed spot on the team, but I hurt myself in the off season lifting and messed up my leg pretty good. And I mean, I thought that was going to be like my injury that wasn't going to allow me to play my sophomore year. And I mean, I battled through that, and then I kind of dealt with that the rest of the sophomore year too.
And you said that was your breakout year.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, it was really it was an interesting time. I kind of showed that like adversity isn't always like a hurting factor, and if you kind of learn to deal with it and work through it and find tools to work through it, it's not always going to be like a bad thing.
I love that, man. You call that because I didn't know you were hurt because you just said you thought your sophomore year was a breakout. And then what was the injury you were dealing with?
I messed up like my glute hamstring insertion area, which is basically where the two of them come together. It was just like
Mhm.
inflamed, and I couldn't get it to stop, and it was pulled and all sorts of messed up.
Was it on you hit right or left?
Yeah, I hit right-handed, so it was on my left leg. So it made it hard to like pull balls for a while. So I was basically just spraying balls to the right side for half the season.
Do you think that's what kind of helped you as far as your
Honestly, yeah,
breakout?
yeah. I mean, it kind of. I think without trying to do things with my swing, I think it kind of helped change some things in my swing. And then once I was able to use my leg a little bit more, I was able to pull some balls a little bit more. And then it was a true just gap to gap.
It's
Still
hard
no
to
home
get
run.
off that. It's hard to get off that kind of pull heavy thought process, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is.
Talk to us about the coaches at the high school level. How have they been influential in helping you grow as a baseball player, as a person, a student?
I mean, I think both Meyer and Eckledge retired this year, but I think both of them helped once again kind of nurture me like the 24 class did on JV because I was still one of the younger guys along with Tyler and kind of show me what varsity was about and never really give up on me and keep giving me chances and opportunities and teach me little nuances about baseball.
You've got a big time year coming. Talk to me just one last thing on this. What are the biggest differences that you see between summer baseball and high school baseball?
I'd say high school baseball is a little bit more about winning and summer is a little bit more about showcasing yourself. But as a hitter, I'd say the biggest difference is high school people know who you are and summer people don't as much. So high school, you definitely get a much more specific, um, I don't know what you'd call that, pitch selection from pitchers
Mhm.
and coaches. Where summer, you kind of just you get a lot more fastballs and stuff because guys are trying to light up the radar gun a little bit more.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, you're going to see. You guys play Staley again, right?
Yeah,
You get to see Earl back again, right?
good. Last year we didn't. The year before we did. We saw Gluick
Yeah,
last year. He was good. Yeah,
yeah. And that's the thing. I think that's a great point. You know, these guys have scouting reports. Excuse me, my mouth quit working. Um, and as you said, they know you. I'm going to work to get you out this way, correct?
yeah, yeah.
How do
No,
you
I mean
count
that
them?
was something that changed. Sorry,
No, go ahead.
that that was something that changed kind of sophomore to junior year because sophomore year I was kind of a nobody that no one knew, and I kind of just got pitched to. And then junior year, I definitely got a lot more specific pitching and a lot less strikes, which made it harder. And I struggled a little bit more with that. But I think that's one thing that I've worked a lot on this off season to kind of combat that.
You get a lot more off speed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Whereas in summer, you're still getting a lot of the fastballs, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and they're usually coming in. They get a bit harder too.
So I think that's a big difference between high school baseball and summer. You know, is in the pitching, and you may not see as much velocity in high school, but sometimes you got some guys that can spin it, place it, work to get you out,
Yeah.
soft contact, things like that. Correct?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got goals for this year? Tell us about those.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean I'd like to be a more consistent hitter, more like sophomore year. Um, And I mean, I like to just have a little bit more fun and play with a little bit more passion and try to be a leader of the team this year since I'm a senior and try to hopefully win the state title. So,
Well, speaking of that, your team is loaded.
yeah, I mean, we've been low the last couple of years and came up a little short.
Well, it's not like you're playing in an easy conference and an easy district. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
you're playing around some good baseball teams. So, talk to us a little bit about that. Who are some of the guys that you think are going to step up this year and really take another step to get you guys over that hump?
I mean, I think we'll have a lot of guys that are kind of background guys last year, kind of step into the spotlight and kind of take a bigger key role. And I think some of those guys will be like Jake Riggin, Garrett Anderson. Um, we got a couple like younger pitchers that I think will hopefully make the team and be good arms for us. And then we got kids like Hayden Sharp, who didn't really get that many at bats last year, but I think will be a good piece of our lineup. And then, I mean, I think we'll still rely heavily on Tyler to be a big power arm. But yeah, no, I think it will be really good. I mean, we got Cole Reichardt behind the dish now, and I think he's putting a lot of work over the offseason to really get how he is. And then, I mean, the last pitcher would be Gage Rold, who was hurt last year and wasn't able to pitch. And I think he's come off his injury pretty good and should be mid to upper 80s. So,
You talked a lot about taking a leadership role, senior. What do you think that looks like for you, and how are you starting that process with these guys right now?
I mean, I'd say right now, I try to be as much as possible as like almost like a fun coach in a way, like like a really good friend of guys, but like still be able to have that kind of like ability to slip in and give some like feedback and coaching and kind of really building like trust and relationships with guys to be able to do that. And I think
Mhm.
that's an important thing, like leadership wise, for guys to be able to lean on you and trust on you. And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm gonna try and do this year.
You play third base, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about your the goals of you have offensively for yourself. How is it that you think that make becomes a catalyst for the rest of your guys offensively?
I mean, I think it's good to have kind of a big power bat at the top of the lineup to kind of get guys going, and I think it brings some excitement to the dugout, and I think it will be a good catalyst for guys to kind of build off of throughout the lineup and keep momentum going to be able to turn over the lineup again. And I think if that works out right, then I mean we'll have a pretty good offensive team.
Yeah. You guys deep? Nine deep?
Um, Possibly, yeah. Kind of depends on a couple guys on if they're going to pull their role or not.
There you go.
But I think we
Exactly.
got it.
Very good. You guys are moving up, I heard. I think you're in uh the silver or no gold of the KC Suburban Conference this
Yeah,
year.
no, that's the conference we've been in. There
Okay.
was a couple of teams that got moved up to it. I think it was in talks of us getting moved down because of lower enrollment, but
Hmm.
instead of doing that, they just moved it up. So we don't have our 3 game series or anything anymore that we used to have, which is
Did you like
disappointing,
that?
but it'll be all right. Oh yeah, those are super fun. Yeah.
What do you think about the new rule that you get to the quarterfinals and it's a best two out of three for the Misha quarterfinals.
I think it's good, but I think if you're gonna do it, you gotta commit to it for like district championships and then state stuff from there. It kind of seems like an odd place to put a 2 out of 3, but I think it's a good stepping stone.
Mhm. I agree. I think there will be. I'd love to see kind of a college World Series format for the
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
state championship, right? That's
Yeah,
killer.
that'd be way better.
Finishing up here, you are headed to Oklahoma, correct?
That's correct.
Now, were you in that recruiting process before the rule changes?
No,
No,
no, I had no interest.
none.
So none, not that I know of.
So when did it start for you?
I mean, it would have been my sophomore year. I mean, I had some talks with like Meyer and Drew and a couple of guys like that. They were like asking me where I want to go to school, and like I'd say big name schools, and I'd be like, but I'm not going there. Like, there's no way of me making it to that. And I mean, they were like, I mean, you have a shot, and it really kicked off once I started playing with the sticks. I mean, I wasn't even like playing for them yet, and I had some interest. Obviously, they couldn't talk to me because the recruiting rule, but
Mhm.
that's where it kind of started to take off. And it was kind of cool to be there with Drew while that was going on because kind of like a little duo going around. So that was kind of cool.
You're talking about Drew Dickerson, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He's at Oklahoma right now, correct?
He is. Yeah.
So what is that like? You think joining a teammate is that does it, you think make the transition a little easier?
Oh, I mean, I think it will make it way easier. I mean, having a guy that you already know. I mean, I think it would be cool, kind of like a reunion type thing to see him again, and be on the field with him again. I enjoyed playing, sharing the field with him. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll make it way easier to kind of transition to that college lifestyle.
What were the things that you were looking at for college? Was it just a matter of, I want to play baseball and wherever that works, let's go? Or did you have specific thought process because academics and what you wanted to accomplish there?
I mean, academics was definitely a big part of it. It was pretty hard to find a lot of schools that offered aerospace engineering, but OU was one of them. And I mean, other stuff is like they had openings at the position I wanted to be at, and the possibility of like, having a chance to play as a freshman, and then also a good program that's kind of like a launch pad to the next level of draft and MLB. So I think those were kind of the key important things.
You just said aerospace engineering.
Yeah, that's right.
That's way above my pay grade there, bro. Uh, wow. What got you into that?
I mean, I've kind of liked engineering since I was a kid, and I mean, aerospace engineering is kind of aerodynamics and planes and stuff, and always kind of like planes. And it was like, why not both?
Why not? Go work for SpaceX or something like that.
Yeah,
Both.
yeah.
Wow. I hope that works out for you. Now,
Thank
of
you.
course, you still want the shot at MLB, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. What is it? Let's. Do you think you got a shot maybe at an opportunity for a draft coming out of high school, or are you just thinking, let's get to school?
I mean, I think there's always an opportunity out of high school, And I mean, it'd be pretty sweet to go out of high school, but I think it'd have to be the right type of situation to do so. And because, I mean, education's obviously a big thing. And I believe that at OU, they could develop me into what I want to be as well.
What did you like about the coaches there?
I mean, I formed a really quick connection with their kind of recruiting coordinator slash hitting coach, Todd Butler. He's a super cool guy, super awesome, super nice. And I guess it kind of just felt at home and kind of cared for a little bit more than some other schools. But yeah,
That connection makes a big difference, doesn't it?
it does. Yeah.
Did you guys talk philosophy of hitting and things of that nature? Was there a lot of thought process, a lot of the same language?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was a big thing too. Because I mean, you don't want to go to a school that teaches like the exact opposite of what your whole hitting philosophy has been your entire life. So
Right?
yeah, I mean, that was definitely something that had been talked about and things that he'd changed in my swing and different mental things that he thought that I probably had or struggled with. So it was it's definitely good conversations.
Very good. Well, Bud, we're going to be seeing you in April. We've got we'll be in Blue Springs for your matchup against the Blue Springs Wildcats.
Gotcha.
We'll be live streaming there, so I'm looking forward to seeing you play some ball. I haven't seen you on the field, so
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be a good game.
absolutely, yeah, we're looking forward to it. So we're trying to get a little bit more into that area of the state. So I
Gotcha.
appreciate you coming on the show very much.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, folks. Jackson Akin, Oklahoma commit, Lee Summit West. I think one of the top three teams in the school in the state this year. That's what I think. I held that for last because that's what I think of this team, and this young man can play some ball. So that's what I heard. I haven't seen it myself with my own two eyes, but that's what I hear. So when you hear stuff like that, it makes you feel good about it, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks, here for another exclusive from Youth Baseball Midwest Player Spotlight. Please like, follow, share this out with your friends. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support. Everybody have a great day in the Lord. Always remember, pitchers throw strikes. Hitters, give some advice to hitters.
See ball, hit ball.
I like it. Keep it simple. There you go. We'll see y'all next time.